The second most common training mistake the dog lovers make in raising their dogs is deciding that incorrect responses from their dog is good enough. For example, it might be you ask your dog for a behavior like sit or down or a trick, and your dog doesn't respond correctly.
Maybe instead of sitting, your dog lays down. Or maybe instead of laying down, your dog lays partway down. Or it briefly lays down and then pops right back up. Or it doesn't do it at all.
It didn't do the behavior you asked for, but you think, okay,
good enough, and you give your dog the treat anyway.
That's not good. You just unraveled all the hard work you put into teaching your dog that down, or that sit, or that recall. Your dog now thinks the incorrect response gets rewards. This means your dog will make that same mistake over and over again. I see this good enough mistake all the time. It's important to see that the dog's not at fault here. Dogs don't understand what your words mean. Your words mean exactly what you show your dog that it means. So good enough is the human way of dealing with tricky situations.
But good enough confuses and clouds your dog's understanding of cues and behaviors.
When you ask your dog to do something and it doesn't respond correctly, go back and show your dog what you do want. You don't need to be harsh with your dog at all, but you can help your dog. You can help your dog get the behavior right in exactly the way that you envisioned in a number of ways. For example,
you could use a food lure to get the behavior.
In a distracting environment, you can move your dog farther away and then see if your dog can respond at that increased distance. You can increase the value of your reward. Instead of using store-bought treats, maybe you're using pieces of cheese. You can also give your dog more rewards when it does do it correctly and it was hard. Instead of giving one reward, you might give it 10 rewards for the one behavior. If you become better at taking the time to help your dog get it right, all the future responses are going to be so much easier. Because your dog will learn and be rewarded for the same response every single time. So if the criteria is always the same, being right becomes a lot easier for your dog. Okay, let's do a self-check for you.
Fold a piece of paper lengthwise in half. On the left side, jot down the situations in which you ask for cues. On the right side, write down, does your dog actually respond or do you let it go?
Okay, so today is a fresh start. If you have been making this mistake, no big deal. You can go back, you can change what you have been doing starting today.